Welcome back to Coin Sense and Nonsense. Today we're going to go through a box of nickels, a whole sealed box here, still unopened. And we'll take it from soup to nuts. We'll go through the whole thing. I know in a lot of videos, my own included, we've said, oh, we'll look at those later or something like that. So gonna try to jam it all into one video and show you guys what I do to go through a box, all the things I would check for, behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff. So let's do it. Dissecting a nickel box hunt. Gotta be careful how you say that. More to come. Coin sense and nonsense. Let's open them up and see. I think we're okay. Beefaloes. Yep, we're good. So we'll check them for enders and see what gives. But there's a bison. It's not really a buffalo. I guess it's a bison for all this series, but not to confuse it with the other buffalo. We'll be back. Alright, we've checked everything out, and we looked for enders. I have to check both sides. Don't know if you can see this in the camera or not. It's a halfway decent coin, but can you see the scoring on there? There's a circle. So sometimes I don't really want to find enders because the coins are usually ruined. That would have been full steps something, but hopefully you can see it. So we had the bison. It doesn't look speared. I don't know if it's a D or a P. It's got to be a D to be the spear. And this looks semi-old, but can't tell until we pop it open. So I've got all the rolls separated into groups back here, and we'll open them up, see what we got, and if there's anything exciting, we'll point it out. Otherwise, we'll recap at the end. And this is, remember I said nickels, soup to nuts. So we're going to go through all the different things that we would do even after most typical videos. So more coming up. Alright, here's how we go through the coins. Flipped them all over on the front side or the obverse and checking the dates just to see I don't miss anything. And look for 09s and whatnot, and that's really the only way to do it. Flipping them over on the reverse is okay just to look for silver, but you've got to really check for the dates by flipping them to the front. Little tip. Roll 2, got a few. Oh, I'm a poet and didn't know it. 1959D times 2, 1961D, 1960, whoops, they're backwards, 1960D and a 1964D. So yeah, this should be here and that should be there, and everybody play nice. Oh, now I've done it. Alright, here we are after the first bundle of 10, and I'll let you read them. I don't need to read them for you, but that's the breakdown of the nickels that are 1969 and under. The question mark after the 1938, everybody's all excited about enders and stuff, and here's a reason why I'm not so thrilled about enders. Look what happened to this thing. It got scored right at the critical spot there. This would have been an otherwise very nice 1938, and it might even be the double die, but I can't tell because the scorching happened right at the date. So not happy. You can see, yeah. So not good. So it's not always good to have an ender. Phooey. So 1952S, that's a good one too. That's the lower of the three 1952s. That's the lowest mintage, like 20.5 million, something like that. Anyway, that's bundle 1. Let's get after it with the next one. Alright, here's the breakdown of the second 10 rolls of this box, and we'll search them from soup to nuts. So, won't bore you by reading them all off. You can see I got some interesting ones there. 1946 is cool, and the 53 Condition, nothing special, but still got them. 59 looks a little scraped up. So I don't know what's going on with this 2011, and I don't know if it's a D or a P. Yeah, I don't know if it's just reacted with something or it's punched on the wrong thing. Probably just reacted with something. And 10 centavos from Guatemala. Alright, and here's the wrap for the third 10. The third bundle of 10 rolls of nickels. 1940 is cool. 1954D. I like the 56D also, not bad. So, a little bit of gum or something on the 63, not nice at all. And then, oh yeah, and then the 09, which is cool to have. And it's actually that kind of acid washed or some kind of experimental wash. Mostly on the other side, whatever they did to the planchet. So it's got that kind of hazed or pewter look. So, anyway, that's it for box or the third batch, I should say, of 10 rolls. More coming up. Alright, here's the review of the fourth bundle of 10. And not too bad. The 1951 is kind of a semi-key date, I guess. There's about 28 million or so of those, so that's pretty cool. The 54D, happy to have that, but it looks, I don't know if it was in somebody's PVC flip or something, and it got the green, or somehow I picked up some green. The 58D's got condition issues. You can see it's another reason I don't like enders sometimes, or the coin rolling machines just really tear up some of these coins. 63D, it's got nice luster, but it's got some dings on the end. Not to be the downer here, but all these coins have something wrong with them. 64, got 3 of those. 64D, got 5 of those. 68D is kind of cool. The D mint mark looks a little funky on this one, like it might be thick on the east side. So I'll take a look at that one a little closer on the scope. I think it might, I don't know if it's got a possibility of a repunch mint mark or not, but I'll be checking. And then 68S is cool. 2009D, always happy to get the 09s. And then I set aside some that are off-center or whatever. This one's kind of cool. It's not like crazy off-center, but still cool. And then some of these, even though they're newer, these are the Bison coins. The finish, I guess the experimental wash or whatever, it just really makes these coins look terrible. So that's a bummer. Same, this 06 is a little on that weird side too. And then I set aside a 2017 P. Kind of rare for me to get the P mint mark coins here in Southern California, but happy to get them when I do. More coming up. The fifth bundle on nickels, soup to nuts. What do I do when I search boxes? So we're minding our own business. We're going through coins. We're on the fifth roll out of the last bundle of 10. And so we're finding the usual things. We got our 64s, requisite 64s. And went through the rest of the pile, flipping them all over, looking for anything weird, anything that jumps out at me, and guess what I found? Oh no, it's got a mint mark up there. That means it's silver. So cool. So I didn't cheat and see what it is, but again, it looks like it's a little dinged up here, which not good, but hey, it's still silver. So let's see what we got. 1944S. Very cool. So we'll continue on, but just had to break in. Breaking news, silver alert. Hey, and one cool thing too, this 44S, of all the 44s, the S is the least plentiful. There are, I guess, 21.6 million of the S minted. So pretty cool. The D and the no mint mark, or actually the P, it does have a mint mark. Those are definitely more plentiful. The P has got 119 million, and the D has got 32 million. So very cool. Love silver, even though it's only not even 30%, 40%, but still silver. Okay, let's see the fifth bundle of 10, and we scored. We got that silver 44S, but before that, we got a 1940 and a 1940D. So that is super cool to get both of those. 44S, like we talked about before, that's kind of on the lower end of the mintage of the 44s, so that is cool. 48, not super plentiful either, so that one is awesome. And then the 54S is cool to have, and I think it might have a die crack. I'm not really sure, but right where it says where the A is in America, I don't know if it's damage or what. Looks a little scraped, so maybe that's PMD, post mint damage. We'll see. And then 1960, 64, and then the plethora of 64Ds, and 69S, and then got two more of the 09Ds, which is cool. And then pulled this one out. This one kind of fools me a lot. I think, man, this has to be an older coin. And when I flip it over, it's an 83. So for some reason, the 83s seem to look older than they are, and that's a bummer. Fools me every time. Anyway, had fun doing this, and there's more to come on the Nickel Box Soup to Nuts. What to do when I search through a box of nickels. So here we are doing the behind the scenes stuff, checking everything again. And this is the 1938 that I think probably could have even been one of those double die obverse. The 9 and the 8 have the telltale things, I guess. But because of the coin roll damage, the coin rolling machine damage, I can't tell, and it's probably worthless anyway. So I'm bummed out. Enders are not all they're cracked up to be. Don't like enders. Oh well. Same thing here. I got a 50. That's my finger. Got a scraping job here on this one as well. This is a 1958. So, not nice. So hunting the nickels was fun, right? And we had a good time. We saved all the good stuff from 1969 and earlier. But now the guests have left. All those coins have been put away. We've cleaned up everything. And now we're ready to sort. We gotta get this into those. So this is the non-glamorous part of the coin roll hunt that most people don't see behind the scenes. If you really want to hunt for all the errors and everything, you gotta separate, and the easiest way to do it is separate by decade, and then within those hunt for the years you're looking for, instead of you'd go crazy just trying to pick out all the different years here. So it's another chance to touch coins and sort through them all again. You never know, I might have missed something. I do have a bin there for 1960 and beyond, but I imagine it's going to be empty if I did a good job earlier taking the coins out. So I can hope. Anyway, more to come. We're making some progress, but yeah, this is no fun. And as you can tell by the lighting change, it's a different day. That's how much fun this isn't. It's stretching out over several days. So anyway, this is the behind the scenes soup to nuts, what you do with a box of nickels if you want to thoroughly investigate. So many more after 2010, I guess, just because there's so many 2017s and 16s in the bin or in the box. So you can see kind of, I guess I was good. I got all the 60s and under or over, however you want to look at. Oh, there's a stray. Anyway, I'll finish this off, and then comes the next part, separating the bins by year. And yeah, there's a lot of 2010 and beyond. Anyway, so now you get to separate them even further, and just depends on what you want to do. Some decades are better for a multitude of years to check for than others, so we'll be back with an assessment. Alright, so you've separated everything into different decades, and now you're trying to decide, is it really worth all the time and effort to go through all these even further? Well, sometimes it might be, and so just to give you an idea, I've got a list of things that I look for, and actually for this whole video or challenge here, I've been putting aside anything 1969 and older, and then now we're thinking about known error coins that are worth ruling out before you launch all these coins back to the bank or whatever you're going to do. And of course I put aside any 09s. But just as an example of things that I look for, and the list kind of starts at 1978, and more on that in a bit. But DDR stands for double die reverse. Rotated reverse actually is quite a common, or not really common, but of all the things that could be errors or oddities in nickels, rotated reverse is frequent among the abnormalities, put it that way. RPM stands for repunch mint mark. And actually some of the rotated reverse are quite dramatic, so and actually more on that in a moment. So there's some cool die gouges in the more recent nickels. Three-legged bison to worry about. And actually this list I put together based on some information I got from JB Coins Incorporated or JB Coins Inc. So I used a lot of the information I got from his website, or their website, J&B. How's it going? Thanks so much for your permission to incorporate the list into my presentation today. And definitely everyone go check out JB Coins. I imagine if you're subscribed to me or you're watching my video, you know about JB Coins, but just in case, check out JB Coins. And some additions to the list of things that, since there are so many 1964s, definitely want to check out the 64Ds for repunch mint marks and double die reverse. Take a look at the Ts in the United States and be easier to see. 1966 has a cool rotated reverse, as does the 69S. The 66 is almost like a 90-degree rotation, so that's pretty cool. So based on this list, there's so many that are easy to tell in the 90s, the rotated reverse. You don't even need a microscope. So those are probably the ones I would focus on if I was just to pick a particular decade to worry about. Obviously, each of the decades has something to offer, and who knows, you might be the first to discover something new. There's a lot of those oceans in view are supposedly filled with errors and things, so you never know, you might be discovering something new. So check everything if you've got the time. Otherwise, this list is something I go by. So thanks again, JB Coins. So as I was mentioning, the 90s are a good decade, I guess, to check through easily. You don't really need a scope or anything to check for most of what's the errors for the 90s. A lot of them are rotated reverse, and those are real easy to check for. So I have my 91 here, and kind of gave it away there. If you flip it, this one is normal. If it was rotated, it would look like that. It's a very severe, it's a 90-degree rotation for the 1991 P and D. Just as an example, here's a buffalo I have that does have rotated reverse, and this is so cool. Watch this. So yeah, he's not standing up straight. Anyway, that's what the rotated reverses are all about. And I got something on the scope for you for the Repunch Mint Mark. Let's check it out. Oh, and I had additions to the list earlier. Now I've got additions to the additions. Let me give you the key and semi-key dates to be looking for Nichols. Jefferson's, that is. 38 and 39, both D and S are really low. These are all key because they're low mintage. 1942, the non-silver, 42D that is. You want to save any silver, of course, but the 1943 is definitely the most scarce of all the war nickels. 46, 48, and 49S are all on the low mintage side, as is 1950. 1950D is on the extreme low side, so that's probably the most rare of the Jefferson nickels in that, or of the Jefferson nickels. 1951S, 55, and 58 are all also on the rare side. For the modern era, 1962, 68D, 68S, 1971, all very low for the time. They're all about 100 million or so, give or take. And I forgot, or I didn't really write it down here, but the 2009 is the most key date of the modern nickels. So that's a little add-on to the add-on. And thank you all for watching this. I had fun doing it. Hopefully this gives you some insight into how I take a look at nickels. Some of the other information is sourced from Strike It Rich with Pocket Change or the Cherry Picker's Guide. So I've kind of backed up some of my info here. So have fun with searching nickels. I know Dustin was talking about doing a video too. Coin up, up, up. So I'm sure his will be more thorough and in-depth and professional looking. When I told him I was going to do this one, he was telling me he's working on storyboards and stuff like that. And I thought, storyboards? I just wing it. So, and it probably shows. But anyway, thanks for getting this far in the video. If you did, hang in there. And please subscribe to Coin Sense and Nonsense if you have not already. Hit the like button and leave me some comments. Thanks so much. Until next time, bye-bye.